in the consciousness of Jesus, the perfect man. Rise and walk. That's why you don't find me among the do-gooders. The do-gooders do more harm than they realize. Now take Peter at the gate with that poor man begging. If that had been the governor would have said, send a social worker down here and put this man on welfare.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Conservative Poet with me, Amania. So happy that you're here today, and if you're here for the first time, I welcome you. Thank you for clicking that button. So, in today's video, I want to have a conversation about saviors. So, saviors of the Black people, saviors. Everybody who wants to save the Black people. From what, I don't know. But last week I made a video. It was my first real live stream. So I tapped into the live stream waters and I actually really enjoyed it. And it turned out to be a good video. I think so far I've gotten about 3,000 views on it, which was really, really good. I was like, wow, this was just me just coming out here and doing it. And it got about 3,000 views. So that was a success. Yay! So in that conversation, it was Black conservatives versus white liberals. And part of the segment of that conversation, they were talking about the savior complex of some white folks, some liberals who think that they must save Black people from everything, the boogeyman, the devil. Well, maybe not the devil because they're in with the devil, right? But yeah, their whole thing is they've got to do better for the Black folks, and they feel guilty because of slavery. They feel guilty because of what happened 400 years ago, 200 years ago, 1,000 years ago. They feel guilty. And so they're still teaching children all about this, and kids feel, oh God, I have to be nicer, or I have to be, better, and I have to, because we did this to Black people, and we have to make up for it. We have to save them. We've got to save Black people. We've got to save Black people. So I came across a video from Reverend Ike, who I listen to constantly. He is an old reverend who passed away, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. But I listened to him, motivational speaks and things like that. And so I came across something that Reverend Ike did not too long ago, and I thought, okay, this will match up perfectly with that video that we did about the savior complex. So I'm going to play that so you can hear it. And if you've never heard Reverend Ike before, this should be a treat for you. I may watch it, I may listen with you, and maybe have some reactions, but I'm not going to interrupt or anything. I'm going to just let him roll with it. So thank you guys for stopping by and hearing Reverend Ike. Savior complex. You don't have to save us Black folks. We can do all right by ourselves. Thank you.
Consciousness of a beggar. Because both of you, it will be the blind leading the blind, and both of you will fall into the ditch. The last beggar that approached me, I wouldn't give him a damn thing. Objectively. The last beggar that approached me as I came out of the lobby of the Plaza Hotel sometime last month with his hand out, saying, please, 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 please. I looked at him and I said to him, "Oh, you are all right." See what I gave him? See, some of you thought, some people standing by would look and say, he's cruel. I said, "Oh, you're all right." I looked all the way through that beggar, and I saw the Christ in him. That's who I was speaking to. I refused to see him as a beggar. You cannot lift a person any higher than your vision of that person. This was the meaning of the words of the Apostle Peter when he met the lame man at the gate of the temple. The man stretched out his hand for some money. Peter said, "I'm not going to give you any silver and gold." As a matter of fact, Peter said, "Silver and gold have I none." Damn if I'm going to say that. But he said, "Such as I have, give I unto thee." But there's a meaning under that that's much more powerful than that. The true esoteric meaning is this: I'm not going to give you a beggar's pittance. I'm not going to relate to you as a beggar. I've got something better to give you than a beggar's pittance. I have the name, I have the nature of the Son of God. And I'm going to transmit this Son of God nature to you. I'm going to transmit this Son of God consciousness to you. And so in the consciousness of the Son of God, of the Christ within you, in the consciousness of Jesus, the perfect man, rise and walk. That's why you don't find me among the do-gooders. The do-gooders do more harm than they realize. Now take Peter at the gate with that poor man begging. If that had been the governor would have said, "Send a social worker down here and put this man on welfare." They said, well, I'm going here to the church, and I and the saints are going to take up an offering for you, and we'll bring you back. But he refused to give that man a beggar's pittance. And you see, anytime you give somebody a beggar's pittance, you impoverish yourself and you impoverish that person. That's why I told the reporter from Jet, I had about a 2-hour conference with the reporter from Jet after service on Sunday, and they're supposed to do a cover story on me. They've been doing other stories. Now maybe they'll do a straight story. And I told him a little bit about black people. I said, "You black people don't need any more welfare. Welfare's killing you. Like the song says, it's killing you softly." You see, you only understand what's really good, when you understand mind science. Never give to a begging spirit. Don't deal with it. And please understand me, there is a time when you give a cup of cold water. There is a time to give a bowl of soup or a meal or an article of clothing. But don't give it in the consciousness, "I'm giving this to this poor little thing." Because if it was me, damn it, you could keep it, you see. And be sure that when you do give on that level, that above all that you give spiritual consciousness. Sometimes you may want to say something to the person on the conscious level about what you're giving them spiritually, and sometimes you may not want to say anything, because they may not understand it on the conscious mind level. They may not. You see, some people are not ready for you to talk to them and to approach them on the conscious level. And that's why you damn missionaries ought to turn in your papers and stop preaching on the street. Take that Christ is the answer button from the outside of your clothes and put it on the inside of your heart and let it shine. All you who got buttons from this church, put them on the inside. Don't let nobody see it.
So that was Reverend Ike. And Reverend Ike, he teaches things that a lot of pastors did not talk about. And again, he has been passed away for like 15, 20 years now. But he talks about these things and it's like, wow. It's like he's still here in the midst of all of this. So if you've never heard about Reverend Ike before, I'm glad to have introduced him to you. But he was a champion of pulling people out of poverty, especially Black folks. And he talked immensely about, this whole welfare system. I mean, if he could, it was bad then, but if he could see what it's really become now, I mean, this thing is such a clutch for Black people. It's ridiculous. And now the talk about anything and everything is about our color. It's about our race, and it's about, every time we turn around, it's about your race. It's about Black and brown people. Back in his day, they didn't have this term, Black and brown people. Now it's all about the Black and brown people. And then the Black and brown people has become Black, brown, LGBT plus people. I mean, it's just been such a down spiral, from his time. It was bad then, like I said, but now it's become so extra. Everything is about people's skin color. Blacks can't do this, blacks can't do that. Everything is racism, 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 slavery. I mean, y'all know it. I'm gonna end this. Because I see that I'm on a rant now. We've gone beyond the point of this video. But I really just wanted to share that because of the conversation we had with the white liberals versus Black conservatives. And again, with their savior complex of wanting to help us or trying to help us, but yet they do us harm. You're doing us harm. So we don't need you to save us. Because you bleed just like us. You put your pants on just like us. We don't need affirmative action. Thank God it's done with. We don't need any of that. We don't need you telling us what to do. So, on that end, I'm going to say thank you and bid you farewell, good day, good night, good evening, and may God bless you and God keep you. Thank you for watching, sharing the video, and I will see you in the next one.